Hello again. This is part 2 of the video tutorial for lesson 5.5, solving systems of equations. Now we're going to focus from this point on just on this method, the elimination method. Where I'm going to go next is actually to about the third page. I am going to start with number 1 and 2. If you have this paper, you know that I stapled it pretty crazy. It got printed all in a weird order. But I'm going to go find these problems that are 1 and 2, and we'll work those for sure right now. So let's focus on this one right here. Now when we're doing elimination method, we're going to check on two things. One is that they're lined up, and that means is the x's, the y, the equal, and the numbers. So this one is lined up, so I'm ready to go to the next part. The next thing I need is exact opposites. So let's see if we've got those. Well, when I check the x's, that's a 5 and a 3. Those are different. And when I go to the y's, bingo, got it, because one's negative and one's positive, so they're opposite, and it's the exact thing. It's the invisible 1. Now this is awesome when you get this. This is one of these gifts from heaven that it's just ready to go. All I have to do is add the two lines. Because the first thing that's going to happen is these two, the opposites here, or it's like a 0 pair, is just going to get eliminated. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my x's. So 5x and 3x is 8x. And over here, 12 plus 4 is 16. And it's looking a lot easier at this point. Now I just divide by 8, and then x equals 2. Remember, this is dividing. So I've got part of my answer. It's 2 something. So let's see if we can find that out. I'm going to take the 2, in order to get this y, I'm going to take the 2 back to any of these equations. I think I'm going to take it back to this one. So I'm going to take it up here. You can, and it doesn't matter which one. I just like this one better right now. 3 times x. So the x comes out and the 2 comes in. Plus y equals 4. I'm going to go ahead and multiply my 3 and the 2. And in order to get the y, let me get rid of that 6. So I'm going to go minus 6 on both sides. Y equals negative 2. And I'm going to put that in my answer. This is the x and then the y. So that one was nice and easy, and it's finished. So I'm just going to jump over here to number 2. So this is the first kind where it's just ready to go. There's nothing to do except add it up. This one will not be quite so easy. It's the next best thing to being exact opposites. Because if I take a closer look, so I'm going to look first. Now this is not x and y. I've got 2 different letters. I've got a C and a D. So I'm going to look first at the C's, and they're the same. They're exact, but they're not opposite. And I look at the D's. Well, they're opposite, but they're not exact. So the easiest choice to do, I mean, you could really go for either the C's or the D's, but I'm going to go with the C's. And all I need to do to get those to be opposite is multiply this whole line, this whole equation, from beginning all the way to the end with a negative 1. So the first one is going to stay the same. I'm not going to do anything with that one. So that one's the same. And then I'm going to go through and multiply. Oh, sorry, this is moving around. Negative 1 times 6c is negative 6c. Negative times negative, so that's a positive, and that's 2d. And then negative 1 times 12 is negative 12. And don't forget to go all the way to the end and multiply even the last number. So I've got what I wanted right here. There are my opposites. They're both 6's, and I've got one positive and one negative. So those are going to eliminate. And I'm going to add my 7, my 2, and that's 9D equals, and then I've got negative 27. Then we'll divide by 9, and D equals negative 3. Well, that looks nice, but I'm only halfway there. So we've got our negative 3. I'm going to take that back up to right in here, and the D is negative 3. So I'm going to put that in the spot. So I'm going to go 6C plus 7 times negative 3 equals negative 15. Remember, when you have a number in front of a letter or the variable, that's multiply. So I'm going to show my multiplication here with the parentheses. So nothing's happening with the 6C for right now. I'm going to go ahead and multiply my 7 and 3. 7 times 3 is negative 21, so I went ahead and did minus 21 to show that. And this is just staying a 15, negative 15. And to get my C, I've got two choices. Oh, let me get rid of the plus and minus first. So that's a plus 21 on both sides. And 6C equals, well, when I do the subtraction there, I get a 6. And I can divide by 6, and C equals 1. I barely have room to write the answer, but I'm going to do it. Now, when you have two letters that are not X and Y, what you want to do is put them in alphabetical order. So I'm going to go C and then D. So my answer is 1, negative 3. That's the solution, which means, recall, that means this is the point. If I graph these as lines, and I'd have to do a y equals, which in this case would be d equals, and would find the place where they intersect and would be at the point 1, negative 3. So that's one of each of those, and that's the end of part 2 of this video. Thank you for watching.